What's up, guys? It's Rob from Heroes Avenue. Happy Friday. Now, it's been a long time since we've dove right into the Henry Cavill Superman debacle going on with WB. Now, while he still is our current and, in my opinion, the greatest Superman, you'd be forgiven if you have a lot of uncertainty surrounding Henry Cavill's role as Superman for the DCEU, and that's because of a number of reasons. First of all, WB has said that there are no current plans for the next Man of Steel movie or Superman, and by all accounts there is a Supergirl movie being made, so you would think that they're putting a little less emphasis on the Man of Steel right now. And if you look back recently at the latest DCEU movie in Shazam, he was supposed to have a cameo, though instead they used Zachary Levi's stunt double to fill in the Man of Steel suit. So that was really disappointing. David S. Sandberg would have you believe that it was a scheduling conflict, but I think most of us, when reading the signs, especially the signs that Henry Cavill puts on his Superman account, his Instagram account, you would think that, negotiations have gone south for the moment, or the time being, And Henry Cavill's been posting a lot of cryptic things for the past year, ever since Aquaman has come out even. And a lot of us really want him back. And I should say this at the very top. I hope Henry Cavill remains our Superman. I think Man of Steel is the greatest superhero movie. It's my favorite, at least. It is my favorite superhero movie of all time right now. And there's nothing coming close to the joy that movie brings me. And the reason I am talking about this today is because we got a new rumor. Now, again, I know it's a rumor, but I always think it's fun to talk about. Now, this rumor, it comes from a notorious rumor site, and it says, it's from We Got This Covered. I like to check in on this site, even though there's a lot of rumors coming from the site. I like to check on the site because I think it offers a lot of discussion topics for us, especially when it's slow news week like it is this week. But it says Armie Hammer is reportedly being eyed to play the DCEU's Superman. Now, I know that's going to trigger a lot of people, and I know this website is not necessarily a website to be trusted. I know that, and I'm putting that out there at the forefront. But I do think there is some merit to discussing this whole Armie Hammer situation. Now, Armie Hammer is an actor that a lot of us fans have wanted in the DCEU for a long time now. Now, first, a lot of us wanted him for Green Lantern, Green Lantern Hal Jordan. Now, that has excited us for a long time. Now, if you guys didn't already know, Armie Hammer was supposed to be in the George Miller Justice League Immortals movie until that movie got scrapped. He was supposed to be Batman. So when Ben Affleck left the DCEU, a lot of people, including myself, were calling for Armie Hammer to take on the role of the Dark Knight. And we didn't get that, unfortunately. We got Robert Pattinson, who I'm okay with. I'm really okay with, and I'm excited for that movie. But Armie Hammer was a lot of our first choice for that. What didn't occur to me was that, and something I never actually thought about was potentially casting him as Superman. Now, I've done top 5 casting videos for a bunch of different DC characters and even Marvel characters, I think, in the past. But Armie Hammer, I never thought to do one for the Man of Steel because I always thought we had the perfect Man of Steel here and now who wants to play him. It's different with Batman. Ben Affleck, it looked like he didn't want to play the role anymore. And if that's what it is, if that's where his heart is, that's fine. He has to live his life. But Henry Cavill wants to continue to play Superman, so I never even thought of doing another top 5 casting. And I gotta say, Armie Hammer, if we had to replace Henry Cavill with someone, I think Armie Hammer would be the only logical choice. Now, I'm curious to know if you guys have any other suggestions. Drop them down in the comments below. But let me just go ahead and read a little bit from this article, and then we'll go ahead and talk about it a bit more. So it says, no one really knows what's going on with Superman. The embodiment of hope, who's most recently been played by Henry Cavill in the DCU, has drawn up a lot of controversy since Zack Snyder took the character in a much darker path. And following the critical and financial failures of both BVS and Justice League, Cavill's time with the Cape has appeared to be on the chopping block. Again, none of this is confirmed. This is from We Got This Covered. And it says, although it remains to be seen what will ultimately happen, according to sources close to We Got This Covered, the same ones who told us Tom Welling was returning for Crisis on Infinite Earths, that Nightwing will debut in Titans Season 2, and that Viola Davis is returning for the Suicide Squad, all of which are now confirmed. Armie Hammer is high on Warner Brothers' list of actors who could possibly take over the Clark Kent role if Henry doesn't return. It's unclear, however, if he's the frontrunner. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stop it right there. They go on to say that, of course, technically speaking, the part still belongs to Cavill, though negotiations are at a standstill. So what they said there is actually true. So recently, Stephen Amell, recently just confirmed that Tom Welling is returning for the Crisis on Infinite Earths TV show, event, and that is incredibly exciting. Of course, we already know that Brandon Routh is coming back to play Kingdom Come Superman there. So if their sources were correct in that, then that's +1 for these guys. And Nightwing will debut in Titan Season 2 with Viola Davis returning Suicide Squad. That is all correct as well. But to be fair, a lot of this stuff could have been guessed by a lot of fans. But again, I don't want to knock them. Maybe they do have a source who's been feeding them this information. And if this is the case, they are still uncertain that Cavill is out. I should say that first. But they do say that WB has Armie Hammer high on the list. Doesn't say it's the number one. But again, I think if you look back at Armie Hammer, if we had to replace Cavill, Armie Hammer is the only person who physically looks like he could play the Superman part and looks the Superman part, if that makes any sense. Now look at Henry Cavill and Armie Hammer have actually been on screen together in the past in Man from U.N.C.L.E., and they had a great fight scene in a urinal, and I highly suggest you guys watch that movie. I absolutely love that movie. Watching them two interact in that movie is what really made me excited about him potentially playing Green Lantern or even Batman, because their chemistry on screen was just amazing. So that's why I think a lot of fans wanted to see him in this role, despite the fact, and I mean, this is, not even including the fact that he's a great actor. So all of us want to see Armie Hammer in the superhero role. I think given the current landscape in the DCU, if there's a role we're to give him and we're going to replace Superman, I think the only guy who could do it is actually Cavill. Now, there's been a lot of discussions amongst the fans about who else could play Superman. A lot of people want Tom Welling back to come into the movie universe. Others want, what's his name? Tyler, I forget his name, the current guy who's playing Superman in the CW shows, and I'm totally not for that. Other people floated around John Hamm and things like that, but it would really be difficult to follow up in the shoes of Henry Cavill, because he just seems to embody the character from top to bottom, every aspect of him, and we want to see more of him on screen. But if it were up to me and we had to recast, I think the only logical choice could be Armie Hammer. Now, it's funny that we throw Armie Hammer's name in with all these different superheroes. I think as fans, we just want to see him in some sort of superhero outfit. But I do think he probably would be the only one, at least in my eyes, and again, you guys might have other suggestions, that might be able to fill Cavill's shoes. Everything from his physicality, from his demeanor, and just the way he carries himself and his acting abilities, I do think he could do a good job. Now, I'm going to end this by saying, again, this is all speculation and just, I thought, a fun discussion to have since it's been a long time since we've touched on the topic. I hope Cavill remains our Superman, and with that being said, I want to open it up to you guys. Let me know what you guys think about a potential Superman recasting. Despite the fact you guys may want Cavill to stay, if you had to recast, would there be any other actors who you think could fill in the role of the Man of Steel? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a like, please subscribe and hit the notification bell, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.